So, welcome everybody. I'm going to share screen so you can let me know if I'm sharing screen, okay? So that everybody can see, okay, what we are going to share today. Oops.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's visible okay. Now, Tati. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, dear teachers, welcome to this session that we have. This is a closing plan for Module 1 that we have selected, that we have planned for you, okay? My name is Larissa Tatiana Rico Buitrago, and my friend is Paola Urueña. We are teacher trainers. Paola is the teacher trainer of the group in Florencia, that group that belongs to Florencia. And I am a tutor of a group that belongs to Bucaramanga. That is Centro Oriente Bucaramanga. Paola, your group is called Sur Amazonia?
Centro Sur Amazonia. Florencia.
Centro Sur Amazonia, Florencia. So, dear teachers, welcome to this session. And for this session, we have the following agenda. So we are going to be exploring Be the One Challenge features and missions for those who maybe don't know about that. So we are going to be playing some of them and we are going to be talking about others. Then we are going to deal with formative assessment because this module, as you can see here, is implementing formative assessment with the Be the One Challenge app. So that's why we are going to focus on these two aspects. On one side, Be the One Challenge. On the other side, formative assessment. But we are going to explore also the new feature that Be the One Challenge has, which is the teacher's dashboard. Please put your microphones. Everybody, please. There is a keyboard like sounding. Okay. Good. Perfect. So these are the aspects that we're going to be talking today, as you can see. And at the end, we are going to have comments and questions. Okay? So are you ready? Inspired teachers? Well. Are you ready? Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, good. So time to start. And in order to start, I invite you to write in the chat what group do you belong to? And what is your school? Could you please put your microphone mute, please? So, what group do you belong to? Where is your school? Okay. So let's see. Let's share the information in the chat. I'm going to stop sharing this. So let's do it.
I'm sorry, Tati. I think you can mute microphones.
Yeah.
On there, yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let me read some comments. Okay, teacher Italia, belong to Ramon Martinez Benitez in Cartago. Okay, good. What about the others? Write in the chat. Which group do you belong to? Do you belong to Centro Oriente? Do you belong to Centro Sur Amazonia? Do you belong to
Caribe?
Pacifico, Caribe? Which one? Write in the chat. Or if you want to activate your microphone, feel free to do it. Okay. Antioquia, Bolivar. Okay, good. Write in the chat, dear teachers.
Boyacá, Puerto Boyacá. Antioquia, Caquetá.
Okay, Caquetá. I'm from Florencia, Caquetá. Great. Bogotá. Okay. Palmira. Okay.
Yeah, Eje Cafetero. Well, we have lots of people from different places. That's nice. Putumayo, Caloto Cauca. Okay, it says, hi, hi teacher, I was your student. Fernanda.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay, Neiva, Pasto Nariño. Okay, welcome teachers to this session. We are really glad that you could join us today. That's really great. Okay, good. So I'm going to keep on sharing the screen because we are going to be talking about different aspects. Okay, good. That's nice to know where you are, okay, and the group you belong to, which is really great. Okay, good. So let's start with the first aspect, which is about the Be the One Challenge app. Okay, features and missions. So we are going to be exploring this app. If you have played this app, you will know what we're talking about. You will know about the missions because we will be asking questions about that. So let's look at the picture and write a few words about how it connects to the app. So look at the picture, please, and write in the chat. Okay, take a look at the picture. If you want to activate the microphone, or Paola, if you want to read, could you please read what the teachers are writing in the chat?
Yeah. Yes, we're waiting for the replies. Okay, but any words, anything that you know about the app that is connected to the picture. So that's the idea that you can participate. We appreciate your comments. If you want, you can type it in the chat box or you can speak. Yes, whatever you want. We love listening to you and reading it.
So let's see. Okay, adventure. Okay, good, teacher Julie. Adventure. That's right. Missions. Okay, great. Science Sophos, the organization. That's really interesting, teacher Mateo. Margaret Winter. That's right. Okay. Experiences. Very good. Great. So all of you have mentioned interesting words connected to this. Okay, so this is everything about Be the One Challenge app. Okay, and this is what we are going to do. We are going to be answering these questions. We have more answers, more replies here, right? Let me see. Science, knowledge, experiences. Okay, perfect. So let's see. We have some questions that will be like answered, okay, throughout the presentation. What's the Be the One Challenge app? Pay attention to these questions, okay? What's the Be the One Challenge app? Any volunteer to answer this? Or to have it in the chat? What is it? What's the Be the One Challenge app? What is that? Write in the chat. Or if you want to activate the microphone, let's do it. To improve students' English level, okay, that's right. And what is that?
It's a game.
Okay, very good. That's a game. Very good. That's the first question. Good. That's a game. Teacher Nari, you completely answered. Designed to reinforce English with the students. That's very good. Okay, so you answered the second question. It's an app, it's a game to reinforce English with students. Students can practice English through the use of the app. Okay, great. Let's see. Question number 3. Who's the Be the One Challenge app for? What is it for? Students, okay, very good, to improve their English level. Students, very good. Students. Sorry, teacher, Carlos?
Students in general.
Students in general, students who are in level A1, A2, B1, right? Because the idea is that students can practice and can improve their English level. Very good. And finally, we have what's the game about? We are going to watch a video about the app, okay? So we can know more things about it. So let's start with the video. Tell me if you can listen to the video, please.
La doctora Margaret Winter fue una científica.
Are you listening to the video? Okay, perfect.
It's okay.
Perfect.
Filántropa y aventurera del Reino Unido, que acumuló una inmensa fortuna gracias a sus numerosas patentes en el campo de la ingeniería química. Margaret no pudo culminar su proyecto secreto más ambicioso, generar una superfórmula capaz de brindar alimento a todo el planeta. Tiempo antes de su muerte, con el fin de proteger su proyecto, dividió los componentes de su fórmula en 7 partes. 20 años después, su nieta favorita, Ali Winter, encontró dentro de la caja fuerte de su abuela una carta.
Si lees esta carta, significa que ahora debes continuar con mi misión. El mayor de todos los tesoros que podía darle a la humanidad está oculto en 7 piezas de mi colección Winter.
Tu misión será recuperar y reconstruir la fórmula para desarrollar el superalimento. Para lograrlo, debes unirte a los detectives de la agencia Sophos y enfrentarte a una serie de retos para recuperar todos los objetos ocultos. El Ministerio de Educación Nacional, en alianza con el British Council, presenta Be the One Challenge. Juega, comparte y fortalece tu inglés. Una herramienta para que adolescentes y jóvenes de grado 6 a 11 del país se diviertan y reten sus conocimientos en inglés. Diviértete con tus compañeros de clase o con tu profesor de inglés. Monitorea tu progreso en tiempo real. De la mano de tu asistente robótico DAL 300 podrás escoger el nivel de dificultad, acceder a diferentes misiones, ganar trofeos y conocer nuevas culturas. El juego educativo fue desarrollado por el Ministerio de Educación Nacional para que tu experiencia en el aprendizaje sea divertida y el inglés sea una herramienta de generación de oportunidades para todos. Be the One Challenge. Juega, comparte y fortalece tu inglés. Disponible en App Store y Play Store. Ministerio de Educación Nacional. La educación es de todos.
Okay, great. So we could watch the video and I have some questions for you. How many levels did you watch in the video? How many levels can the students play? Okay, they are the grades. 3 levels, that's right. Beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Perfect, okay? So we are going to explore the different missions. These missions are always in the 3 levels, okay, that we have.
La doctora Margaret.
So we have missions, and this is what we are going to explore. We know that Be the One Challenge is a game for students, okay, for high school students whose level is A1, A2, B1, and students are going to use this app in order to improve their level, their English. That's basically the purpose, okay? And as you can see, there are 7 missions, okay, here. Good. And with these, we have some missions, and we are going to play them, okay? We are going to play the different missions. You know that? What is the name of the grandmother? Do you remember? Grandmother's name?
Margaret Winter.
Margaret Winters, very good. And what is the granddaughter's name?
Ali Winter.
Annie Winter.
Ali Winter, very good. And the idea is that they have like a project that was not finished, okay? So we are going to finish that project and we are going to accomplish the different missions, okay? Great. So are you ready to explore the different missions that we have?
Yes.
Ready? Good. So we are going to start with missions. Mission number 1 is going to be played. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen because we are going to play. Are you ready to play? Ready to play? Yes?
Sorry that some teachers couldn't see the video because of the connection, I guess. So don't worry, I'm going to send the link so you can copy the link. And once we finish this presentation, this webinar, you can get to see the video, okay? So don't worry about that. Sorry, Tati, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pau, for being like attentive to the comments. I was sharing a screen. So, ready to play? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, Pau, I'm going to share a screen. And the idea is that with the teachers, we are going to be playing mission number 1. Teachers, attention. The idea is that you're going to focus on what the mission is about and the competence that we have, okay, in the mission, because that is what we are going to focus on. Mission, okay, what the mission is about, and the 2 mini games that we have. We are going to do it, okay, really fast, okay, because we know the missions, we know, we have knowledge about English, so let's do it, okay? So, ready to play. To share the screen. Let me see, let me find it, okay. Here. Tell me if you're in, yes? Are you seeing? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you're going to play mission number 1. Mission number 1, okay? This is going to be played. Mission number 1 is basically held in the Museum of Culture. So let's do it. What we are going to do in mission number 1, okay? So we are going to use the SAC glasses, the scene analyzing glasses, okay? Oh, and we are going to start. Quickly, the idea is that you are going to give me answers, okay? For the correct choice. We are going to watch, we are going to decode this, and we are going to watch like a message statement, and you will tell me what the correct answer is. Activate your microphones, my dear teachers, because I cannot read the comments. So this game is called Wardrobe. And the idea, we are going to select the correct choice. So let's start. Do not swim in the pool. Tell me, where? Quickly, because we're going to fall. Quickly,
In a river.
In a river. Okay, good. Let's see the second one. Change trains here for the city center. Tell me the correct choice. Where?
In a
Quick.
station.
In a station. Okay, good. Closed on Wednesdays. Which one?
In a library.
In a library.
Okay, very good. Music here every Saturday. Music here every Saturday. Where?
In a
Shopping center.
A shopping
shopping
center. Very good. Perfect. Okay. So parents with children get on first.
the bus.
Bus.
Very good. Perfect. Okay, great. Good. Drive slowly. Old people crossing.
In the road.
The road. The road.
Okay, very good. Perfect. Wash your hands before working with food.
Restaurant.
Let's see.
In a kitchen.
A kitchen.
In a kitchen.
kitchen,
Okay,
yes.
very good. Perfect. Look for the treasure here.
On a map.
On a map.
On a map.
Very good. Okay, very good. Put wet towels in the box. Let's see. Where?
At a swimming pool.
Good. Very good. Perfect. Bonus if red luck. Tell us where.
Una lake.
Okay, very good. So perfect. Let's go with round 2. That's quickly, okay? This is with 3 choices. I'm going to do it really quick.
Pet.
Store, okay, very good.
Mhm.
Washing cold water only. Let me see, where is it? Cold water only.
On a skirt.
Skirt, okay, right, yes, good. We have 10 words, 2, good. Let's continue. Women's dresses in the basement.
Store.
In a store, okay, very good.
Huh?
T and K for only $3.
The cafeteria.
In a cafeteria, very good. In a cafe, very good. Okay. Yes. Quickly, tell me.
Sentence for
Very center. Yes, that's right. Goodbye. Thank you for your visit.
YouTube.
Where? Tell me where it is.
In a living room.
A shopping
In the
center.
living room. Okay. We got that wrong. Okay, good. No fishing.
On a lake.
Oh no? In a lake.
Lake.
Very good. Perfect. That's quickly. Please close the door behind you. Where? Very good. Perfect. This is 3 choices, as you can see. Remove boots outside.
In a changing room.
Wrong. Very good. Hot food here.
Library.
Jackie, in the restaurant. The cafeteria.
Yeah, okay. Very
Area.
The cafeteria.
okay. 3. So I'm going to play it really fast. Write your name on the paper. So on homework.
Homework.
Homework. There are only 3 rounds. Wait here for the bus to the dolphin pool.
In a zoo.
Nassau.
Zoo. Okay, very good.
So,
Have it quickly. Hot water. Where?
in a bathroom.
In a bathroom.
A bathroom.
Home. Very good. Buy your ticket. I'm going to put it. Okay. With the cheese and onion.
Sandwich.
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 Good. Happy birthday. Let me see.
Birthday.
Oh, yes.
Oh, strange noise.
Yes. Go back to squares. On game. Okay. Good. Weather today is cloudy and sunny.
The weather today is cloudy and sunny.
Celebration. Good. Okay.
Television.
Vegetable market here every Saturday.
Once.
Very good. No loud music. No loud. On a baker. Good. Okay. So we finish that. Okay. I'm going to show you the second game. Okay. That we have. Okay, perfect. So we already have it. Great. So let's see, back to Sophos. Okay, great. So I'm not going to share more screen with this. Okay, let me stop. Okay, here. Okay, good. We didn't play the second game that is called Super Grid. I'm going to explain that to you. Okay, as you can see, here we have, I'm going to not to share this one. Give me just a moment. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now, can you see what I'm showing? Yes?
No.
Yes.
Now, yes? So we have mission one basically has games, okay? Wardrobe was the game that we played, and Super Grid. Super Grid is the second activity. Basically, what could you see in the game? What did you notice? What was the mission about? What is this mission about? We read messages, yes?
And to give the statements a context.
That's right. And that, what you said, teacher, is connected to the pragmatic competence. And the pragmatic competence is assessed in part 2 of Prueba Saber. It means students have to read the text, okay, the purpose of the text and the context, okay, where the statement is seen, okay? And in this case, we have two games, Wardrobe and Super Grid, okay? And pragmatic competence. Okay, Wardrobe and Super Grid. Mission number 1 is connected to the pragmatic competence. Mission number 2 is connected to, it has two games, Word Rescue and Memory Match. We are not going to play that mission, okay? And that mission is connected to the lexical competence. And the lexical competence in this case, it has to do with vocabulary, with words, okay? Students get information about words and vocabulary. And that lexical competence is assessed in part 1 of Pruebas Saber 11. So we have 2 missions so far. In general, we have 7 missions, okay? The 7 missions are in all the levels. In the 3 levels, we are going to find the 3 missions, okay? Ready? Mission number 1 was about pragmatic competence. Mission number 2, lexical competence. And these missions are also connected to parts in Prueba Saber 11. Pragmatic competence with part 2 and this lexical competence with part 1. Okay, now really quickly, I'm going to share screen with you, okay, in order to play mission 3. We are going to play mission 3 really quick, okay, for you to know what this mission is about. We're going to have only like 2 or 3 questions, okay, about this mission, for you to have fun with this and to know what this is about. Okay, let me see. Can you see what I'm sharing, right? I'm going to stop sharing my video. Okay, good. Maybe we can have it. Okay, good. What mission are we going to play? Mission number?
3.
3. Okay, good. Mission number 3. Pay attention to this mission, okay? To this, in that case, to the competence that we are going to develop in this mission. Good. So I'm going to pass it, okay? this mission is called Talking Clues. Okay, so let's see what the mission is about. I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. Okay. So we have it. The name of the mission is called Talking Clues. Okay. And what you're going to find is a question or a statement, and we have to select the correct choice to the statement. So you simply tell me A, B, or C. Okay. Because we are going to complete the conversation. It means that focuses on communicative knowledge and the discourse competence. Let's see. Good. So we have round number 1. Good morning, Mrs. Wiran. What is the answer? A, B, C, or
How
D?
are you?
Hi, how are you? Okay, very good. Only 3 questions with this. Margaret Winter put some beautiful things in this museum. C, yes, she did. Okay, good. Number 3, do you have any famous pictures or models here?
We do in the room with the fishing bowl.
Okay, very good. Number 4, can I go and see this room?
Of course, it's on the left.
Yes.
It's on the first floor.
Okay,
It's on the
very
first floor.
perfect. So that was simply to show you what this mission is about, my dear teachers. I stopped sharing my video because of the connection, okay? So basically, this mission, I'm going to share a screen with you again so you can know what this mission is about. Not this one. Now, are you seeing the presentation, my dear teachers? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, just a suggestion. It says, but some people have said in the chat that they have problems to hear us and to see us. So maybe it's connection. So I would advise people to close their cameras, please, and just open microphones when necessary. So then it's like lighter and we don't have troubles with connection. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul, for the advertisements, for the news. That's right, for the information. So mission 3 was played by us, and I'm going to ask you questions. Okay. So what is the competence that is assessed in this mission? What was assessed in this mission?
Contact.
Remember how to say it, but it's like communicate, like know how to communicate. I don't remember the name. It's not pragmatic. It's another name.
Okay, very good, teacher Mateo. Basically, that is
Really
communicative knowledge.
bad memorizing technicisms.
Okay, but that's good because you know it is communication, interaction. Very good. So this mission number 3 is based on that the name of this mission is called Talking Clues. And with Talking Clues, basically, the game aims at developing learners' communicative knowledge. It means, the communicative knowledge is part of the discourse competence. And the discourse competence is assessed in part 3. It means like an interaction, right? We have questions, answers, or simply a statement. How do we answer? How do we reply to the statement? And that is connected to the communicative knowledge, okay, that we have. Good. So far, how do you find the app? Interesting? And students play and students get feedback about that, okay? Let's go with mission 4. Mission 4, that's to be played as well, but we are going to play only 2 or 3 questions, okay? Because of time. Good. So I'm going to move here. I'm going to share screen with you. Okay. I'm going to share screen with you. I don't know. Okay. Right. Good. So I'm going to return to home. Okay, good. We are going to select the mission. So we are going to play mission number 4. Pay attention to the competence, to the aspect that is included in that mission, my dear teachers. In the Museum of Movement, okay,
Cultural.
let's see if that's correct. Okay, so let's see what we have. Let's select this and we are playing the game. Pay attention to this part. Okay, this part, this is basically called the technique, the strategy, fill the gaps. Okay, fill the gaps. Okay, but pay attention to what type of words. Okay, so let's start. We are going to complete the text. Okay, good. So what is the correct choice to complete this text? Was, be, are, is. Which one?
R.
Are. Okay, I'm going to, okay, good. Are, very good. We simply click. This one.
In.
Okay, very good. Number 3.
Tells.
Tails or tail?
Tell no more.
Okay, tail. Okay, good. Number 4.
Some.
Some.
Yes.
Some.
It's very.
Okay,
Very.
very. Okay, good. Now it's going to
Life.
live. Okay. Perfect, my dear teachers. Pay attention. You pay attention to the mission. Now we are going to talk about the mission, my dear teachers. Okay? So let's talk about that mission that we played. Okay? Why are we here? Here, I need this one. Okay. Now, can you see the presentation? Yes?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So, mission number 4, in which we have the type of activity fill in the gaps, that focuses on grammatical competence. If you remember, we simply focus on grammar, okay? Tenses, prepositions. So that part of that mission 4 focuses on grammatical competence, and that is, this competence is assessed with part 4 of Prueba Saber 11. So, do you think your students can improve grammar playing this mission?
Yes, of course.
Okay, very good. As you can see, only 5 spaces to be completed. And that's the beginning. That's the very beginning, okay? Beginner, okay? The level, which is the beginning, which is great. So we are contributing, and students are also learning. Students, please put the microphones mute, because I'm sharing a screen and I cannot put. And I'm going to. Okay, thank you. No. Oh, I can't. Let me see.
Well, but it's going well. Some people say that they can see the screen, but I think it's a problem of connection over there, because I can see the screen and hear you very well, Tati.
Okay, thank you, Pau. So, as I told you, mission 4 is connected to grammatical competence, and students can practice grammar, right, using this app, which is great, because they are playing, because they are getting feedback, okay, information about the answers they selected. Good. So I'm going to recap something, okay? Mission number 1 is about. What is mission number 1 about?
Pragmatic.
Pragmatic competence. Very good. Pragmatic competence. Good. Mission number 2?
Lexical competence.
Lexical competence. Very good. Mission number 3?
Communicative knowledge.
Communicative knowledge. Okay, very good. And mission number 4?
Grammatical competence.
Grammatical competence. Very good. Perfect. Great. So you're following us, which is really great. Now, mission number 5, okay? So we are going to play mission number 5, but we are going to have only one possibility, one question. As you can see, we are going to read a text and we are going to select the correct choice based on the text. So let's do it, my dear teachers. I don't know if we can. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, so we are going to have mission number 5, right? So with mission number 5, let's play this. Museum of Time. And as you could see, we have a text, but I want you to focus on the type of questions that you are going to find in the text, okay? Let's see. In the first level, we decode, okay, this is the secret object. Pay attention to
Mega Reader.
Mega Reader 1, very good. So this is Mega Reader 1, good. So let's start, only one question, okay? So we read the text, we have a question, and we answer the question. So let's do it. Okay, take a look at the text, okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute to read the first paragraph, 30 seconds actually. Did you read the paragraph? Yes, the 2 paragraphs? Okay, good. So I'm going to question number 1. The Maya people liked
The sun.
The sun.
Let's see. The sun. Okay, let's see. Where do you find it? You find the answer.
In the first paragraph, right
In
at the
the
beginning.
sun. Very good. The Maya people like the sun. Very good. So let's select it. Perfect. Good. They lived in cities where they could watch
The moon.
The sun moving in the
sky. Okay, the sun moving in the sky. Okay. Perfect. So this is what mission number 5 is about.
It's about reading comprehension.
Okay, very good. Teacher, that's right. You're right. This is about reading comprehension, okay? Reading comprehension, but what type of reading comprehension? Literal or inferential? What do you think?
Literal.
Literal. Yes. Because we found the answer in the text. That's literal. That's right. And that is called, are you seeing the presentation, right? Yes, teachers?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So in this case, we have the Museum of Time in Belize, and mission number 5, the game is called Mega Reader 1. And that focuses on literal reading skills. It means the students find the answer in the text. That's why I ask you to identify the answer. Where do you find the answer? Because we can help students identify where the answer is, and that is literal reading. And this mission, number 5, called Mega Reader 1, is connected to part 5 of Prueba Saber 11. Okay, great. We are about to finish about the missions, okay? And now let's talk about mission number 6. Mission number 6 is called Mega Reader 2. And this mission, as mission number 5, focuses on reading, but mission number 6 is inferential reading. It means we have to help students develop like skimming, scanning, identifying points of view for them to do this mission. And this mission is connected to part 6 of Prueba Saber 11. As you can see, my dear teachers, these two missions, 5 and 6, they are connected to reading skills. Mission number 5, literal. Mission number 6,
inferential reading skilling.
That's right. Good. Right? So we can help students in all the skills: vocabulary, grammar, reading comprehension, also like communication with the questions. And mission number 7, have you played mission number 7, any of you?
No, me.
Not you? Okay. Mission number 7 is similar to mission number 4. What is mission number 4 about? Just to ask you the questions.
Grammatical competence.
Very good. Grammatical competence. Mission number 7, it mixes both competencies, lexical and grammatical competencies in mission number 7. And as you can see here in the slide, the game is called, the strategy, the activity is called drag and drop. And in this case, students have the possibility to practice and to improve lexical competence, but also grammatical competence. And this mission number 7 is connected to part 7 of Prueba Saber 11. That's great, right? Good.
Yes,
Now,
great.
now, to wrap up, as I told you, there are some levels. There are 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And in each level, there are 7 missions, as you can see. So, a question: if a student passes all the levels, how many missions must the student accomplish?
7.
7 per level, right? 7 in the beginner level, 7 in the intermediate, and 7 in advanced. So in total, how many?
21 in total?
Sorry? 21. But missions, but some missions are repeated, okay? Paola is going to explain that later. Because mission number 1 and mission number 2, they have 2 mini games, okay? Remember that mission number 1 has 2 mini games and mission number 2 has 2 mini games. As long as the students pass the mission, they will be decoding the objects, okay? Which is great. And the objects are connected to the different museums they have. Good. So that's the first part of this session, which is called Features, Characteristics of Be The One Challenge app. Okay. Now we are going to focus on formative and summative assessment, and that's why Paola is also here with me. So Paola.
Thank you so much, Tati, for taking us in this journey along the Video One Challenge application. So it's very nice to know that now you have some insights about what the presentation refers to, the games, the competences, and also the skills that our students can work with that application. So this section is about formative and summative assessment. And why this? Because there is a strong connection between the application and this type of assessment that we lead in our classes with the students. At the beginning of the presentation, Tati asked you some questions about what you know about the app. And I was reading in the chat box, and some of you expressed that the application is a game, but it's not just a game, but it's a formative game. It's a kind of formative assessment. So what we are going to see now is we are going to recap some information that I'm sure you already know about what summative assessment is, what formative assessment is, some techniques or some tools that we can use, and how we can see the application Video One Challenge as a very practical tool to help our students. So the first thing, people, I want you to have a look of this picture. So here we see a figure of a head, and it's full of words. How do you think these words are connected to assessment? I would like to hear those comments from you. We have many words. Just take one of these words and tell us how this word is connected to assessment. So I would appreciate your comments. You can open your microphones or you can also write in the chat box. I'm going to close my camera now so we can have a better connection.
Teacher,
Of course,
for
I'm listening to you.
example, teacher,
Yep.
for example, evaluate is the synonym of assessment.
Yes. Good. Teacher Gloria? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, miss.
Yes, Teacher Gloria, I totally agree with you. Yeah, assessment has to do with evaluation. And this is like the first word that comes to our minds, yes, when we think about assessment. So thank you so much, Teacher Gloria. Any other comments, people, about assessment and how these words are connected to assessment? Nobody else? Chat box is also available for you. And we have many, many words. Okay, measure, Teacher Gustavo. Yes. Okay, why measure, Teacher Gustavo?
I think
Also the word monitor.
Okay, yes, Pani. Why monitor, Pani?
Yeah, because when you have when you have an assessment with the students, you get to monitor the knowledge they are getting in in any activity, right? So that's why you monitor them.
Yeah, that word is essential, yes? To see the progress that they are making. Yeah, that's a key word, Teacher Pani. Okay, good. Anyone else?
can I?
Yes, of course. Who's that?
Gloria Nancy.
Okay, please, Teacher Gloria, go ahead.
I think all of them are related to the assessment because if we detail each one, for example, evaluate is similar assess, excuse, maybe it's a part of the student actions when we evaluate or propose an assessment. Justify when the student have an evaluation, have to justify their answers, and criticize, and all of them. I think all of them are related to evaluation or assessment.
Okay, Teacher Gloria, that's a very good conclusion. Thank you so much for letting us know about that. Okay, Teacher Gustavo says, because I asked him why measure, and he says that I think assessment measures the level of getting a competence. Yes, this is how much progress students have done. Okay, thank you so much for your comments, people. Let's move on. Tati, please, could you help me? Thank you, Tati. Okay, so we are going to start with a quick survey. So we have here two options about food, and the two options are this. When do you prefer tasting food? While you are cooking it, or once the plate is over, is finished, beautifully served, and then you have the opportunity to taste it? Which one do you prefer? You can write it in the chat box. Yes, well, I have 2 A's, 1 B. Okay, good. You can write it in the chat box. I have 2 A's, 3 A's.
I prefer B.
You prefer B. Okay, teacher lady. Good.
Gloria.
Teacher Gloria, sorry.
Me too, I prefer B.
You prefer B.
Yes,
Okay.
I prefer B.
Okay, good. You prefer B, Tati?
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't like cooking that much.
That's why I don't know how to cook. Yes. Okay. Fernando say A. Diana B. Okay, great. Several answers, Pau.
Yeah, so we have many A's and many B's. Okay, good. Well, you would say, well, why Paola is talking about food at this time? It's 6 p.m. We are hungry. Well, let's see why we are talking about food in this moment. Okay, Tati, could you move to the next slide, please? Okay, good. So why do we have these two things about food and about how is this connected with formative assessment? Well, you can either taste while you are cooking, and what's the good thing about tasting the food when you are cooking? That you have the opportunity to do it while the process, so you can think about some ingredients that might be missing. So you say, oh, it needs more salt, or a little bit of spicy. So then you can put some more things to make it better. But once it's ready, there is not much that you can do. Yes, and moms are experts about that, and they know that if something is salty, it's salty. End of the story. Yes. So that happens with assessment. So that metaphor about food is very connected to assessment. Why? Because when you are cooking, so you have the opportunity to make adjustments, to make changes, and that is what you do with formative assessment. So you don't wait till the end to assess your students with a test or with an evaluation, but meanwhile the process is happening, you can see what adjustments you need to do in that process in order to have good results, as you do when you're cooking. So that's why we have this metaphor about summative assessment and also formative assessment. Teacher Gustavo says, I love picar when I'm cooking, especially meat and potatoes with chili. Yes, of course. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And teacher Irma says, I like to taste the food. Yeah, and I agree with you. Tasting the food is good because then you can see if it's perfect, if it's missing something. So the same happens with assessment. So then now we are going to see how we can have both kind of assessments in the classroom because both of them are necessary. That we are going to focus on the formative, that is the one that happens in the process, so we can make amendments or changes or adjustments necessary to make it better. Next, please, Tati. Good. Okay. Now, people, we have these words, these boxes. Each one of them have a word that it's just an action or it's a kind of activity that is connected to summative assessment. So what you have to do is, which one of these do you think that are connected to summative assessment? You can type them in the chat box. Sorry, or you can speak. You said?
Classroom activities.
Quizzes, scores.
End of term
judge.
tests.
Uh-huh.
At the end.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Here in the chat box, we also have pass or fail. Mm-hmm. Because you define, well, you give the final grade and you say, okay, perfect, you did it well. I'm sorry, you failed. So those are bad news for the students. It also says summative is judge. Yes, Julie. Why do you think that summative has to do with judging people, Julie? Teacher Julie, you wrote that. Well, then you wrote pass or fail. Yes, you are judging people. You are just like giving a number, you know or you don't know. So it's like just getting to the end. Lilian also writes end of term tests. Yes, and it's also connected. An exam that it's just testing everything students learned in a period. Yes, and on a term every 2 months, I guess, once we finish the school period. So we do that. Scores, yes. Teacher Gloria, yeah, thank you. Yes. So what you have said in the chat box is true. Yes, it has to do with results, with things that we cannot change once it had happened. That is basically what summative assessment is. So now, please, let's move to the next one, Tati. Okay, good. And here we have some others that are connected to summative. Well, we have already done the summative assessment. So which of these are connected to formative assessment?
The blue ones.
The blue ones, exactly. Good. And why the blue ones?
Improve classroom activities.
Tranquila, hágale.
Hágale. Okay, why?
Arriba.
Pau, I don't know how to. Teachers, could you please put the microphone?
Arriba.
I don't know. But that's great. I mean, we are in a session from home. That's great.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. There was a teaching talking and we interrupted her with a wee.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Who was that? I'm sorry. Who was the teacher speaking? Was it the teacher Luis? No. Well, I'm sorry for the interruption of Speedy Gonzalez. Okay, but yes, the person who was talking, that person was telling us that they were the blue boxes, and exactly they are. Yeah, because the blue boxes have to do with the things that we can do while happening, while the process is happening. Yes. So then we have the opportunity to improve things, yes, to improve activities, to reconsider teaching strategies. So probably we think that we have the perfect plan, that our class is wow. And once we go to the classroom, so we can see that maybe it doesn't have the results that we expect. So then we say, I have to change this. So what's the plan B? So then you have the opportunity to make it better. Of course, it's also ongoing. Because it's a process. Yes, it's a process that never ends. It's like a cycle. It's going on all the time. And suggest learning strategies. This is how students learn. So it's not only the way I teach, but it's also considering the way our students learn. So thinking about what's the best way for them to learn, including the different learning styles they have, the different ways to learn, and of course the strategies that they are using for that. All of these conducts us to have a feedback that is actionable. So it's not feedback that is dead, it's not just the words, but what we can do with that feedback that we can have from our students, and also that we can have from the personal reflection that we do. Good. Okay, so let's move on. Teacher Gustavo says it's better arriba than other words. Yes, of course. Okay, Tati, please, next one.
Pau, just to add that there is a word in purple, which is
yes.
self-reflection. Why do you think we have this word in purple, teachers? What is the reason to have that word in purple? Not blue, not pink, but purple.
Because it's general for both.
That's right, teacher. Yes, because that is because not only summative but also formative assessment, they promote reflection. We reflect based on these two types of assessments. That's it, Paola to add.
Thank you so much, Tati. Yes, I was just skipping that important thing. And what you mentioned is true, Tati. Not only formative assessment, but also the summative. Because it's not just to have the results and say, oh, these kids are bad at this. That is, what can I do to make things better for them? Yes, to help them improve not only scores, but the way they learn. So then it fosters reflection and it's reflecting about the way we teach and the methods that we are using when teaching. Yes, it's not only blaming them for the scores or for the results, but also seeing then how we are involved and we provoke those results somehow. Yes, so that reflection is very, very important. Thank you for getting that point highlighted, Tati. Can you please go to the next one? Okay, good. Thank you, Tati. Well, this screen has to do with formative assessment, and we say that this is a process. Okay, good. And this process has 3 steps. Do we have any volunteer, please, to read what this implies?
Formative assessment is the process of collecting and interpreting evidence for use by teachers and learners to decide where they are in their learning, where they need to go, and how best to get there.
Okay, thank you so much, Teacher Pani. And well, if we can see, this process has 3 different stages, yes? So, and we have here a diagram that it's illustrating those stages. So, what do you think is the first one? It says, use Video One Challenge game, identify exam component per CEFR level. That CEFR is Common European Framework of Reference, Marco Común Europeo, maybe if you don't know. And that is the one that gives us the level, if it's A1, A2, B1, B2. So this part is like the first part of the process. So if we have 3 steps, okay, then that one is connected to the first part that it says where they are in their learning. So once we can identify what is the real level our students have, so then we can move on in the process. Okay, how is the game something very, very important in this point? When I was reading the comments that you wrote in the chat box, some teachers said at the very beginning, oh yes, Video One Challenge is good for 11th graders who are about graduating and who are about having Prueba Saber 11. But this is not totally true. Why? Because the game is not only to help those students finishing high school to have good grades, but it's to start from the very beginning of the process to see how students are doing and the real level they have. So then the good thing about the game is that you know your students, so you can recommend one of the levels to play, but or you can have like the other alternative, and is everyone is going to start playing at level A1, and we see how we do. So then if you can see that some students are moving really well, they are getting good results, you say, okay, good, they have a real A1 level, and maybe they move easily to A2, and you say they have that real level. But also you can discover that some students have a fake level. You say, well, students are in 8th grade, they're supposed to be in level A2, but when they start playing the game, you see that that's not the real level they have. Yes, so maybe they have a fake level. So the good thing about the application is that help you identify the level students have. And once you know that, so then you can start shaping your lessons and shaping the materials in order to help your students effectively. Because sometimes you say, ay, pero ¿por qué no son capaces de hacer esta actividad si ya están en octavo? And maybe the problem is not the grade, but is the background they have. So the good thing is that the application help you understand why students have that level or why they haven't advanced in the way that we would expect them to do. So that's the first part, where they are in their learning in this moment. The second one, the second one in the definition says where they need to go. So where they need to go is the last one in the diagram. So it says increase result B1 results level, prueba saber 7 components, 4 competences, and 2 skills. So this is where we want to get, yes? So that is the aim, that is the result. So then we say, that's why we say, hoy necesitamos trabajar duro con estos muchachos de 11 para que tengan buenos resultados. But again, it's not only with muchachos de 11, but it's with all the people that are involved in the process. So it starts with the students at 6th grade. Okay, and so then when they get to 11th grade, they hopefully will have that B1 level and they will have a better performance. Yes, so then this is like the purpose, or that's the aim that we have. So then in the middle, we have how best to get there. So what do they need? Once you identify the real level, once you know where you have to take them to, so then it's what do we have to do? Yes, so then is when the time comes to make decisions about what is the reinforcement that they need, what are the activities that they need to do in order to have better language skills, and also to improve their language competences, that are the things that the application is aimed at. Okay, and we have here a parenthesis, and we have 2 aspects, that is in class and autonomous. We know that now, because of the COVID pandemic, the way to learn and the way to teach has changed dramatically. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for the great efforts and the great job that you have been doing, because we are the real heroes. And also, of course, doctors, nurses, that education hasn't stopped. And we want to thank you for all the efforts and all the great things that you are doing. But still, we need to continue like making changes to this, because it's not the way to have our students in the classroom, to see them and to check and to verify the process. And the story is totally different now that they are learning at home and that they don't have the teacher there. That's why we need to see how we can like accompany them in the process, even if we are not present in the process itself, because they are working at home. So that's why it says and in class and also autonomous. And one of the purposes of this program is that. So in this level, we were working on some self-study guides. And you could see how we are working on that process on how to guide the students to learn autonomously, even not having the teacher there, but having the support the teacher they need from the teacher. Okay, so I don't know if you have any comments about this. I was just so happy to talk about teachers in Colombia, because I really, I'm happy to recognize the hard work that they're doing. Any comments here? Or Tati, do you have any other comment about this process?
No, Pau. Okay. Basically, what you mentioned is essential, and it is important to highlight that the Vida Challenge is a tool that we can use, okay, to help to analyze using the formative assessment to analyze where our students are, and at the same time that will help us to motivate our students to improve English by using it. So it has double purposes in formative assessment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Tati. So could we move to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you. Well, here it's basically the blah 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 I was telling you is here in this diagram. So I would like to have your comments about the diagram. Just take some seconds, have a look at this, and I want you to tell us comments why we have like two arrows, and these arrows are in two ways, and this is like a cycle. So does any one of you want to say something about that cycle? About what's your role, what's the student's role, what's in the middle? What is required from teachers, what is required from students? Any comments?
Me?
Yeah.
Gloria Nancy. I think there are two arrows in different ways because teacher explains something or propose an activity and the students have to do something and go back to the teacher, and it's an interrelation or intercommunication with teacher and students because communication is that it's a continuous process. It's a process, but in bad size.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good, teacher Gloria. Thank you so much for your comment. Yes, as you said, teacher proposes some things, and then we have some results from a student. Speedy Gonzalez is here again. Okay, good. Another reply. Any other comment? Okay, good. Well, I would add something to what teacher Gloria said, and it's what is the teacher's role? To give the students activities, of course, but also not only to propose what to do, but how to do it. Yes. So then the teacher needs to set clear learning objectives. So students need to know what they have to do and why they need to do that. So not only do this reading or work on this writing or do this recording, but why they have to do it. So what is the purpose of doing that? The second one is giving them, well, before the feedback, they need to have some learning strategies. So what can you as a student do in order to reach that learning objective? So what is the best way to learn? And of course, a specific feedback on what you know the students have to improve. So this is like what the teachers gives the students, but then students reply giving not only the task itself or the accomplishment of the task, but they also give you feedback. And it says feedback on what worked well or what could be improved regarding selecting classroom practices and teaching practices. And this is important, teachers, because sometimes the only feedback that we care from students is the results. So then you say, okay, envíenme las respuestas de la guía, envíenme el audio, envíenme la lectura, and that's it. But we are not assessing the way the students are developing the activities. They are not assessing the process itself. So it's very important to also have that feedback from students, that they tell you, teacher, this activity was nice, I like it, or I found it a bit difficult, or teacher, I didn't have all the support I needed, or whatever they think about the task. So that feedback is essential. Why? Because when you receive that feedback, so then it says you can adjust teaching practice accordingly. So then for sure the results for the next activity are going to be better, because you are not only going to focus on the language or on the grammar or on the vocabulary, but also in the way students are learning. So you reshape the activities, maybe it's exactly the same activity, but you say, okay, people didn't like this or they got bored. So what can I do to make it better? Yes, and to make it work for the students that are now working autonomously at home. Yes, so then we need to identify those difficulties and then to work upon that. Teacher Gloria Nancy says also, or tell us, I learned this or that. Yes, teacher. So that assessment is also, that feedback is also important. Yes, because it's what they really learned. Yes, because you know that kids are very smart and they can start using translators and other resources, that it's also important to know what they did and the results they got. Yes, so the learning, I mean, the content they learned, but also how they learned that, how easy or how difficult it was for the students. So this is what formative assessment has to do with. Could we move to the next one, Tati, please? Okay. Good. We before going to the formative assessment tool, I want you to think about the first picture. Sorry, Tati, if you just go back for a while. And I want you to think about that picture that we used at the beginning, where we had the food in two different ways, while cooking it or once you finish cooking it. So now, has your perception about assessment changed from that metaphor that we use? Has it changed somehow? Why? What do you think about now the assessment? Any new insights? Or comments? Agree, disagree? Can you repeat? Yes, teacher Julie. So my question is, let's get back to the metaphor that we use about food. Yes, so there are two ways to try food, while you are cooking it or at the end. And this metaphor was connected with assessment. So my question is, does your perception about assessment now remains the same or is a bit different? Now that we have analyzed about formative and summative. Your perception about this is the same, different? Have you changed it? Yes, no, why?
Es otra vez la clase.
The same? Okay, good. Why, teacher Christian, the same? We'd like to know why. If it keeps the same, there is no problem. Because that's good. Yes, okay, teacher Gloria says it's a mix of formative and summative. Yes. I cannot change my perception about what that is. Okay, well, maybe your perception is the same, but then the question is, what is your action about that? Yes, because maybe we have clear, we know some concepts, but then the question is how we are working with those concepts in the class. Yes, so if it's the same because you understand the knowledge, great, it can keep the same, but then it's a rhetorical question about the way we use it. Yes, and that's the important point here. Let's move on. Okay, so now that we have seen that formative assessment is relevant, is important, then of course the summative is too, because we need to get results. We are going to see how the formative assessment can improve the results that we have with the summative. But can you move to the next one, Tati, please? Okay, good. Thank you. So here we have some formative assessment tools and some summative assessment tools. And I want you to tell us which ones do you usually use in your classrooms and why? Which ones do you prefer from the two lists, or which ones do you recommend to the people here in the meeting?
Well, I have used some of both lists, and I wanted to tell you something about the question you asked before, and it is that my perception has changed, because sometimes it's more meaningful to know the process that students have to finish an activity, and we sometimes try to focus only on the results they have without knowing how they did, how they got to finish the activity. So I guess it's better when we focus on the process, try to help them get some strategies to do the activity in any difficulty that they have. So that's why I sometimes I use some formative assessment, but I think we sometimes try to do more summative assessment than formative assessment. That needs to change, because students sometimes have problems in the process, and we don't know it, and we need to know it to help them go through the activity.
Yes, okay. Teacher Jaime, could you close your microphone, please? Thank you. Teacher Pony, thank you so much for your wise words. What you said is important because, yes, sometimes, well, we know the concepts, yes, that and we know what we have to do, but sometimes we focus more on one than on the other. And maybe I think it's not because of our attitude, but sometimes this attitude is affected for the things around us. Teachers usually in the schools, they're always being asked about scores. Yes, so what's the scores? What are the scores in Prueba Saber? So we need to improve that, and we are being pushed on that. So maybe you're just paying more attention to the results. What Teacher Pony says, that is the scores they have, the results, the evaluations, the tests. But then those results are not there just because they are part of a process. So then the process is very, very relevant, and we need a combination of them. We need to have not just a mix, but I would say that a good mix, like when you are cooking, you can have the perfect ingredients, but if you don't know how to mix them, so maybe the food is not going to be that good. It doesn't guarantee that the plate is going to be great and delicious, but it's about the techniques you use. Yes, about how expert you are cooking, how good you are at cooking. So then we need to make decisions, and this is what these the tools are about, and they have that very important role here. Thank you so much, Teacher Pony, for your words. Okay, here in the chat box we have some comments about the things that you have been using, these tools. For example, teacher Juan Carlos says that he has been using the formative assessment tools, and that's great. Teacher Gloria Nancy says that all of them are important depending on the objective, and that's true, Teacher Gloria. We need to use all of them, a good combination of them depending on what is the objective of our lesson or the activity that they are using. Teacher Gloria Adriana says that rubrics are important. Yes. Jaime, okay, close the camera. Okay, I love rubrics and gamified quizzes, but at the end, oral exams and midterm tests are good to globalize learning. Yes, teacher Nancy, that's true. We need to have scores, yes, and then midterm tests and the final ones are necessary. Teacher Ciro says, I agree with rubrics is the best way to be in contact with our students. Yes, rubrics are important because once the students understand the way they are being assessed, and also what they need to focus on, so then the process it's going to be better, yes, rather than when you are confused and you don't know exactly what to do. So then rubrics are very, very important. Okay, good. You didn't mention things like, for example, journals. Well, you didn't mention that, but I'm sure that you have used them maybe in your own process. But also using journals with the students, it's a good opportunity to reflect, yes, to foster reflection in the students so they can get to see how good they are doing, how well, they are doing in the process, yes, and maybe the things that they need to improve. Teacher Jaime says rubrics are an important tool in formative assessment and metacognitive exercise. Yes, they are. Yeah, because it's like just starting the fire in a student's mind, and to think about the process that they are doing, not only what they learned, but how they do it. So this is something that has to do with metacognition as well. Good. Portfolio work. Remember that portfolio, it's something that is collecting a series of tasks or assignments that the students do. So then they have like a final presentation of them. And the series that the Ministry of Education has provided us with, they also are just motivating people, teachers, to use that portfolio work in the classrooms. Okay, and for some assessment, so then we have like the ones that we normally use in the classroom. Oral exams are important, even if Prueba Saber 11 doesn't have that part of oral exams. We know that eventually, if our students are going to present an international examination, they are going to be tested in the oral performance as well. So then we should include some oral examinations. Oh my God. Could you please close microphones? Charvis, Zoraida, Alex.
Give me some moment if I can. I don't know if I can mute them, but I'm trying to do it, but I can't. Well, now it's okay, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
it's okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you so much, people. Thank you, Tati. Good. Teacher Gloria says, I consider all the tools are important, but we don't have enough time with students. And Chris said, I did it. I don't know what he did. But yes, Teacher Gloria, yes, the problem is the time. But for example, something nice that we have been doing in the program. Teacher Luis, please, and Teacher Ana Zoraida. I know why, because Teacher Anna, you are connected throughout 2 different devices.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yes. If you are connected through 2 devices, we are going to have that type of interference. Yes, teacher Anna. I guess now is okay, Pau.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Zoraida. You're very kind. Okay, good. Yeah, so I was talking about oral examinations. Yes, and that's important. Well, okay, Adriana said that we don't have enough time. Okay, so I was talking about the learning guides. Yes, and a very important aspect of the learning guides that we are designing in this program has to do with that assessment. That we can take really short time in the lesson, that we can have very useful tools to use that formative assessment every single lesson, even if our time is short. And we will show you later how actually we can do it in our lessons and in our guides. Tati, can we please move on to the next one? Okay, good. So then, something important here has to do with the impact of assessment. So people, look at these 2 pictures. Which of these ways to self-assess learning would be less likely to cause stress or anxiety? A game or an exam? A or B? A. So, okay, you say A. Okay, yes, Pani. Why, Teacher Pani? Why you say that A is less likely to cause stress or anxiety?
Because when students are playing games, they are having fun, and I think they don't pay attention maybe about the complexity of the activity, so they don't pay attention to that. And what they do is to pay attention more to the game, but they know that they are also learning. So I think that when they are, for example, doing an exam, and they see that they are, for example, in a quiet room, that the teacher is looking at them and all of that. So I think that maybe while they are having fun, they are also learning, and they less stress or something like that.
Yeah. Yes. And also something nice is that when you are playing a game, you are not really worried about scores. Well, maybe you are if you are a competitive person. Yes, and you want to pass the level. Of course, it's a challenge for you. It's challenging, but that kind of challenge is good. Yes, because when you are playing a game, you're being challenged by yourself. Yeah, but not by another person. And maybe sometimes in the classroom, students are afraid of that, yes, of having results and maybe comparing the results with other people. So that's something good about the game. And as you said, Teacher Pony, they are learning, but they are not really conscious about that. It's a game, but it has like another implication that is further than having fun, but is also learning. Gloria Nancy says, everyone prefers games. Yes, a game, yeah, of course. And that's why we have Video One Challenge. Yes, that is the purpose of Video One Challenge, that we are not only testing students with a final exam, a midterm exam, or a final term exam, that we are also having them like doing this assessment that is formative, that is ongoing, and we can have results that we will see later. Now we can have those results and how we can use those results in order to help our students improve in the way they learn and also improve the skills and competences. Good. Tati, any comments so far? Something missing? No?
No, Pau. What you said. I mean, a game causes less stress or anxiety because we are learning and we are getting feedback, okay, which is formative and it's specific about the things to be improved. In an exam, we basically I get stressed when I was like taking the final exams at the university. I felt really stressed because of that. I mean, like presenting exams makes me feel stressful. Actually, I prefer playing, right? And I enjoy that. And I think students love that and people love that in general.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we have Video One Challenge. Well, if I had Video One Challenge in my time, I guess that my process would have been less painful than it was. Okay, good.
Right. Yes, and even that's why I have it in my computer because I want to play it, and that's basically why. Okay, the reason why.
Okay, good. Thank you, Tati. Please, could you move to the next slide?
I'm sorry. Okay, this one.
Okay, good. So then Tati mentioned something important and is about the feedback. And the point here is which of these provides learner with more useful feedback? The feedback that is given by Video One Challenge or crosses and ticks on an exam? Which one do you consider is more useful? While you write it in the chat box, which one is more useful? Which feedback is more useful? I would like to read Teacher Laura comment. And she says, if we enjoy games, our students do too. Of course, we are adults and we like playing games. Of course, our young students also enjoy that. People, which one provides more useful feedback? The application or the exam? What do you think?
The application.
Okay, why? Why do you think the application is?
Yeah, because when you give an exam back with only saying that this is bad, that this is wrong, but without any feedback saying why it is wrong, I think we don't have any feedback there. We just know that that answer is wrong, but we don't know why. So in here with the application, you see the feedback, like this is wrong because of this, or maybe you have the correct answer instead, and that gives you a feedback.
Yes, and that's very useful. Yes, because you have reasons, and when you understand why you made a mistake, so you can learn from that mistake. Okay, good. Teacher Gloria says, so thank you, Teacher Pani. Teacher Gloria says they have the feedback in real time. Yes, so immediately they finish playing a mission, and immediately they have that feedback. Okay, and also, of course, the test gives them some feedback, just crosses or ticks, but we can also make it useful if we take some time to revise exam with the students and to see not this is right or wrong, but why it was wrong. What did you get? I got it wrong. Do you know why? What's the mistake you made? So then it can become something useful too. But of course, as you mentioned, the teacher Gloria mentioned, the instant feedback that we have from Video One application is the best thing that we can have now. And the good thing is that this is directly connected to Prueba Saber 11. So maybe we can have hundreds of games and of applications that are useful for many things. But the good thing is that here, every mission, every level in the game is just helping students to improve specific vocabulary and specific grammar structures that they need at each one of the levels in Prueba Saber 11. So that's why this is another advantage that we have with Video One application. Good. Now we are going to see how we can get that feedback that is that useful for us. Teacher Tatiana, please, next one. And what we can do with that feedback that we have from the application.
Sure. Okay, but this section is going to be a like short review in Spanish. Okay.
Okay, good. So, yes, so now you're going to listen to my beautiful voice in Spanish.
That's right. Okay.
Thank you, Tati. Bien, ustedes se preguntarán, bueno, ¿y por qué la vamos a hacer en español? Pues resulta y pasa que como esto es un feature tan importante de la aplicación y que tiene que ver con cifras, con análisis de porcentajes, es importante que lo entendamos en nuestro propio idioma, ¿vale, profes? Entonces, esa es la razón por la cual la vamos a hacer en español. Personalmente, yo tuve que hacer curso para entender cómo funciona el dashboard, pero vamos a hacer un quick course for dummies. So, we will get to understand how it works, ¿ok? Y igual, si hay dudas, al final, pues tenemos el soporte de cada uno de nuestros tutores que con muchísimo gusto nos van a ayudar a continuar entendiendo y usando la aplicación, el dashboard en especial. ¿Listo? Entonces, Tati, por favor, siguiente.
Claro que sí, Pau.
esa está. Bien, entonces aquí tenemos una imagen. Yo quiero, profes, que ustedes me cuenten qué es esta imagen, para qué se usa, qué información arroja, quién la utiliza, para qué, si ustedes la han visto en algún momento.
¿Es el tablero de un carro?
Claro, ahí tiene las revoluciones, ahí tiene el velocímetro, ahí tiene el medidor de
El aceite de la gasolina y demás.
temperatura y el medidor de gasolina.
Exactamente. Cuando yo estaba haciendo mi curso de conducción, yo siempre le hacía el tablerito y mi profe me regañaba y me decía, eso se llama tacómetro. Entonces, exacto, profesor John Jairo, ese es el tacómetro, ese es el nombre técnico de la
¿Tacómetro?
El tacómetro. El tacómetro es importante, ¿verdad? ¿Por qué será importante tener ese tablerito?
Porque nos dice cuando algo está mal para arreglarlo o si algo está bien para usarlo. Cuando el carro pues está bien para usarlo.
Exactamente.
Es una medición, es una medición.
Le va a medir.
Exacto.
Y cada gasolina.
Por eso ahí le mide todo, velocidad de gasolina, la revolución, lo que es.
Exacto. ¿Y no es cierto que usar bien ese tablero puede ser cuestión de vida o muerte?
Sí.
Total. Sí, porque si usted no le presta atención a lo que el tacómetro le dice, su vida puede estar en peligro, ¿sí? Porque incluso los tacómetros ahora hasta le dicen a usted, póngase el cinturón. Si no lo tiene, pues si no lo deja arrancar hasta que usted no se ponga el cinturón o que la puerta le quedó mal cerrada, ¿no es cierto? Entonces cierre bien su puerta. Entonces miren que este aparatito es de vida o muerte. Los testigos, exactamente, así se llaman cada una de estas partes del tacómetro, son los testigos que le dan a usted la luz, lo de la puerta, bueno, todo, y si usted no le para bolas a este aparato, su vida puede estar en peligro. Entonces, de igual manera, tenemos este dashboard que tiene un papel súper importante para nosotros en la aplicación. Vamos a la siguiente, Tati, por favor. Este es este es nuestro tablero de control, que se asimila al tacómetro que teníamos antes. Entonces, en este tablero de control o dashboard, vamos a usar unos Key Performance Indicators, they are called KPIs, y estos son como los indicadores que nos van a medir cómo vamos de gasolina en el juego, cómo vamos de velocidad, sí, qué tanto hemos recorrido. Entonces, esos son los parámetros que vamos a utilizar. Estos tres KPIs son el progreso, el desempeño y la participación. Bueno, aquí nos dice la profe Gloria que intentó registrarse en el dashboard, debía tener un correo con un código, listo, no se preocupen por eso. Hay un correo electrónico que es el de soporte, entonces por favor, todas las dificultades que tengamos con soporte, vamos a reportarlas allí, pero entonces vamos a hacer algo, yo les voy a colocar aquí el correo, ¿listo? Entonces, este es el correo al que hay que referirnos cuando tengamos problemas. ¿Listo? Todos hemos tenido dificultades con la aplicación porque sabemos que es un trial version, o sea, nosotros somos los pioneros, los primeros en Colombia usándola y pues bueno, estamos viendo cómo funciona, qué funciona. Estamos en el formative assessment de la aplicación. ¿Listo? Entonces, mi invitación es a no desesperarnos, respirar profundo. ¿Listo? Y aquí dice, yo ya escribí, me responden como si fuera estudiante y no hubo solución. Bueno, tenemos que push, teacher Julie. Si no les respondieron, vuelvan, escriba, por favor, envíen pantallazos, si es posible, envíe un videíto de qué es lo que no le funciona. Mire que yo sí estoy haciendo lo que usted me dijo y no me funcionó. ¿Listo? Vamos a estar ahí pushing para que finalmente nos den respuestas y nos ayuden a arreglar. Estamos en el proceso.
Perdón, Pau, otra sugerencia para los profes es cuando escribamos, nos identificamos, hacemos parte del programa Inspiring Teachers, como dice la tutora Paola, enviamos un video o screenshot. Ustedes son los pioneros, lo dijo Paola, y estoy segura de que todos estos comentarios, todas estas recomendaciones, todo esto que estamos realizando nosotros en este momento, sirve mucho y ustedes van a hacerlos durante este año que falta y el siguiente van a ser los pioneros, los líderes en su institución educativa en términos de la utilización del app como formative assessment, pero también para liderar otros procesos en la institución educativa. Teacher Lady, entonces yo creería volver a insistir, cópiale a tu tutora o tutor del programa Inspiring Teachers, envía la comunicación, te presentas, diciendo que tú eres docente del programa Inspiring Teachers y si le copias a tu tutora o tutor, el mismo tutor o tutora te puede apoyar en ese proceso y hacerle seguimiento.
Exacto, gracias Tati. Y sí, la idea a mis profes es no darnos por vencidos, ¿sí? No decir, no, yo ya no puedo con eso, no, porque somos los pioneros, entonces nosotros vamos a seguir intentando hasta que lo logremos y podamos motivar a nuestros estudiantes, ¿sí? Porque tenemos que hacer esa ignición de la llamita primero en nosotros para poderla pasar, ¿sí? Entonces vamos a hacerlo con paciencia, pero vamos a mantenernos firmes escribiendo correitos, si no nos responden, volvemos a escribir hasta que vamos a tener la solución, ¿vale? Entonces, okidoki. Pinky promise?
Yes.
Pinky promise? Yes. Sí, por favor. Sí, por favor, no vamos a darnos por vencidos. No, es que eso no funciona. No, sí funciona. Porque si no nos funcionara ninguno, bueno, ahí sí diríamos, está bien, aquí hay problemas, ¿sí? Pero sí tenemos que seguir insistiendo, ¿listo? Porque vamos a tener las respuestas, pero ustedes saben que hay que continuar insistiendo. Bien, teacher Gloria. Tu pregunta rápidamente, please, porque nos quedan 15 minutos.
Sí, Paola, una pregunta. Mira que yo venía trabajando con los libros de inglés, con Way to Go English Please, y entonces no sé qué hacer. Dejo los libros, sigo con la aplicación, tengo esa confusión. Por favor, ayúdame. Gracias.
Bueno, profe Gloria, es un kit todo control. Entonces, no, todo es parte de esta iniciativa que tiene el Ministerio de Educación Nacional para ayudarnos a mejorar el desempeño en inglés. Entonces, si tú estás usando el libro When to Go o English Please, vamos a continuar obviamente con él, pero la aplicación va a ser simplemente un complemento para reforzar lo que estamos trabajando con el libro. ¿Listo? ¿Por qué razón? Porque resulta que la aplicación, como veíamos antes, nos va a arrojar unos resultados que ustedes van a ver ahora. Y estos resultados les van a ayudar a analizar qué necesitan reforzar. Entonces ustedes dicen, ay, mis chicos tienen problemas, no sé, identificando lugares, por ejemplo, que fue el primer juego, en donde aparecen los sign-offs. Entonces tú dices, bueno, están viendo tal tema en el libro Way to Go, estamos en tal parte. Yo puedo hacer aquí una actividad que les ayude a ellos a reforzar la competencia pragmática, ¿sí? O que les ayude a reforzar la competencia léxica. Entonces, el juego es excelente porque te da resultados, te da un feedback que puede ser muy útil a la hora de planear tus clases. ¿Listo? Entonces, ese es recuerden que ese es el paquete completo. Entonces, la aplicación no anula Way to Go, así como Way to Go no anuló a English Please, o sea, eso es un todo, ¿listo? Y el trabajo que estamos haciendo es integrar estas cositas para que podamos lograr un mejor desempeño de nuestros chicos, ¿sí? A la luz de esos resultados que recibamos. La profe Gloria dice, en las instituciones rurales es difícil, sí, no hay internet, sí, entendemos eso. Justamente sus tutores les han contado a ustedes que el ministerio ha provisto unas partidas para ayudar en esas instituciones rurales. Entonces, ¿cuál es el proceso? Ustedes necesitan consultar con su rector de la institución qué gestiones se han realizado para poder tener estos recursos para su escuela rural, ¿listo? O su zona rural. Entonces, que averigüen con ellos. Y segundo paso, lidera el bilingüismo, exacto como Tati Jairo está escribiendo. Ahí dice Jairo, pero es Tatiana. Entonces, que podamos hacer ese proceso, ¿listo? Y también preguntar con los rectores cómo el Ministerio de las TIC está también articulando estos puntos de conexión para que los chicos puedan trabajar. ¿Por qué? Porque los chicos no necesitan tener internet todo el tiempo para trabajar con la aplicación. Necesitan para descargarla. Entonces, un niño que vive en la zona rural, cuando venga al pueblo, puede descargar su aplicación, llevarla a casa, jugar sin tener internet y cuando vuelva al punto de Wi-Fi, entonces lo que va a hacer es que él carga automáticamente todo lo que hizo durante el tiempo que lo jugó. ¿Sí? Entonces no necesita tenerla en línea, es offline. Solo necesita internet para descargar la aplicación y para que los resultados suban y usted pueda ver los evidentes aquí en el dashboard.
Exacto, el estudiante puede jugar offline, pero para nosotros que vayamos haciendo el análisis, igual, profes, nuevamente lo que les hemos dicho, esta información que ustedes van a recibir es importante y cuando el próximo año que ya esté funcionando bien el app, que ya tengamos todas las actualizaciones, ya ustedes son los pioneros porque ustedes ya saben todas las utilidades del dashboard, ¿sí? Y para eso entonces estamos acá, Pau, y podemos entonces compartirles a los profes como lo que el tablero nos facilita, ¿sí?
Listo, Tati.
Okay.
Vale, vamos con el siguiente entonces.
Perfecto, listo. Entonces, perdón. Listo, ok.
Bien, entonces.
Listo, Pau.
Entonces, gracias, Tati. Entonces, el tablero en general nos va a dar estos componentes: el reporte de todo el colegio, el reporte por grados a nivel del marco común europeo y reportes individuales. Entonces, cuando ustedes acceden, van a encontrar en primera medida esto. A continuación,
Listo, pero Pau, vamos a hacer unas preguntas a los profes, ¿cierto? Para que vamos a ver si prestamos atención a lo que trabajamos ahora, porque para poder analizar este tablero, entonces todo el informe que nos da el tablero, necesitamos que ustedes nos respondan estas 3 preguntas.
Tres niveles, 7 retos.
No sé.
7 puntos tiene cada nivel, ¿están seguros?
Vamos a ver qué tanta atención le prestamos a Tati, qué tanto
Ok.
podemos recordar.
Sí, sí.
20 retos.
Y en total son 21,
¿Será que sí?
¿o no?
Don't worry.
Mostramos la siguiente, Pau, para confirmar respuestas.
Él tiene 3 niveles, él tiene 3 niveles.
Sí,
y
perfecto, 3 niveles,
tiene
perfecto. ¿Cuántas misiones tiene?
7 misiones.
7 misiones.
7 misiones. Ajá, bien.
Pero todas las misiones tienen de un juego,
7.
pero cada misión tiene de un solo jueguito.
No.
No, muy bien, profe. Listo, Pau, aquí está la respuesta entonces.
Ajá, dale,
Para
Tati.
los profes. Listo, esta es.
Ok, gracias, Tati. Bien, entonces tenemos 3 niveles. ¿Sí? Muy bien a los que dijeron 3 niveles, excelente. You have a bunch of applause. Tenemos el beginner, intermediate and advanced, y cada uno de esos tiene 7 misiones. Pero no todas las misiones son iguales. Recuerden que hay unas misiones que tienen 2 minijuegos y las otras sí tienen un solo minijuego. ¿Listo? O sea que en total tenemos ¿cuántos juegos en cada misión?
¿Cuántos minijuegos habrían en cada misión?
9.
9, muy bien. Y en total, entonces, para que el estudiante pase todos los niveles, tendría que pasar ¿cuántos mini retos?
27.
27, very good. Muy bien, Pau. Estamos entonces en verde. Green, muy bien.
Ok, thank you so much. Bien, entonces, considerando que el rendimiento que vamos a ver tiene que ver con todos esos niveles de la aplicación, porque la aplicación no los tiene diferenciados, sino que nos da un total de ese 100% que son los 3 niveles en que ellos van a jugar. Entonces vamos a ver cómo funciona lo del rendimiento global. ¿Me regalas? Listo, Tati. Bien, entonces el rendimiento global es el 100%, ¿sí? O sea que el 100% serían todos los 27 juegos que el niño va a realizar en los 3 niveles de la aplicación. ¿Listo? Y entonces ahí lo que vamos a tener en cuenta es el progreso, que es qué tanto ellos han jugado de la aplicación. El desempeño es qué tan bien lo han hecho, cuántas respuestas correctas tienen frente al total de respuestas del juego. Y en últimas se nos va a indicar con el rendimiento también la participación, que es el tiempo que ellos se gastan por cada misión frente al tiempo total. ¿De acuerdo? Entonces, 3 indicadores: progreso, qué tanto ha hecho, desempeño, qué tan bien lo ha hecho, y participación, qué tanto tiempo se ha gastado o ha invertido en las misiones que ha jugado hasta el momento.
Listo, entonces ahora vamos a analizar cada uno de ellos. Nosotros no tenemos que hacer cuentas, nosotros no tenemos que coger la calculadora y sumar, dividir, no. Esta información nos la da el dashboard, ¿ok? Vamos con el primero, que es progreso. Listo.
Bien, gracias, Tati. Entonces, aquí, por ejemplo, tenemos un progreso del 16%. Esto quiere decir que el 100% son todos los juegos, todos los 27 de todo lo que ellos van a jugar en los 3 niveles. Entonces, si nosotros tenemos un progreso, que en este caso es de un total de 7 estudiantes, ¿sí? Cada estudiante haría 27 retos, o sea que en total tenemos 189 retos, 189, perdón, por todos los estudiantes. Pero nos dice que ellos han progresado un 16%. O sea, cada uno de los niveles, más o menos, diríamos que es 30%, ¿no? 33%. Entonces, si cada nivel es más o menos el 33%, ¿en qué nivel están nuestros estudiantes en el momento? ¿Están en el elementary todavía, intermediate, o ya llegaron al advanced?
Intermedio.
finalizar.
El 100% de los 3 niveles, mejor dicho, el 100% equivale a los 3 niveles. ¿Cierto? Quiere decir que cada nivel tiene un porcentaje de 34. El estudiante cuando completa 34 ya nos dice, ya completó ese primer nivel. ¿Cuánto tiene de progreso el estudiante? ¿Ese grupo de estudiantes?
Un poco menos de la mitad.
Tiene 16%. Quiere decir que no ha pasado porque como cada nivel se pasa con un 34%, ¿cierto? Entonces, muy bien, está en la mitad de ese primer nivel.
Exacto. Por ahí escuché una vocecita que decía un poquito menos de la mitad. Exacto. Entonces le falta llegar un poquito a la mitad. ¿Listo? Entonces este parámetro es muy importante, ¿vale? Para que sepamos entonces qué tanto han jugado ellos de la aplicación. ¿Listo? Qué tanto progreso han alcanzado. Luego dice que tienen un 85% de desempeño. O sea que ese desempeño es qué tan bien han hecho lo que han hecho. Entonces, si el desempeño está en 85%, ¿cómo estarán estos chicos que están jugando la aplicación? ¿Cómo los ven
Está
ustedes?
muy bien. Están bien, muy bien.
Exacto, o sea, han hecho muy bien su trabajo, ¿no es cierto? La mayoría de juegos que han realizado, los han realizado bien, ¿no es cierto? Entonces, estos chicos están en la mitad del primer nivel, pero hasta el momento tienen un buen nivel en ese momento en que se encuentran.
Nivel alto.
Exactamente. Bien, Tati, vamos con la siguiente, por favor. Y la tercera nos indica la participación, o sea, el tiempo que ellos se gastan por misión frente al tiempo total. Entonces, ellos están gastando un 38% del 100 que deberían llevar para hacer estos juegos. O sea, que ¿cómo vemos a estos chicos? ¿Se están jugando como rápido o se están demorando mucho? ¿Cómo los ven ustedes?
Rápido.
Están demorando mucho.
Rápido.
Yo digo que rápido.
¿Están jugando rápido? Ok, Tati, ¿tú qué piensas? ¿Están jugando rápido o se están demorando mucho?
Sí, si el 100% equivale a todo el tiempo que le dan al estudiante para completar la misión y el estudiante se está apenas tomando el 38%, claro, el estudiante está respondiendo rápido, ¿sí? A esas misiones. Para mí. Ok.
Exacto, gracias, Tati. Entonces van rápido y aparte de ir rápido, van bien, ¿no es cierto? Entonces estos chicos que están jugando la aplicación han tenido un buen desempeño, tienen una buena participación, no se demoran tanto y tienen un buen progreso. O sea que en general vemos que van bien. Esos son los 3 indicadores. ¿Listo? ¿Me regales la siguiente, Tati?
Sí, Pau. Vamos a ver qué tanto recordamos.
Exacto. Entonces recordéis. Entonces, ¿cuál de esos 3 indicadores se relaciona con el número de respuestas correctas?
Desempeño.
El desempeño.
Desempeño.
¡Tarán!
Bien.
Good. Ok, ¿cuál se refiere al tiempo que se gasta por
Participación.
Muy bien, súper.
¡Bravo! ¿Y cuál de esos indicadores da cuenta del total de retos completados?
Progreso.
Eso.
Progreso.
El de todos, progreso, exacto.
Muy
Entonces, estos son los 3 indicadores importantes que vamos a tener en cuenta en este dashboard.
Ok, muy bien. Ay, listo. Ok.
Bueno, entonces, en pocas palabras, ¿cómo funcionan esos indicadores o esos KPIs? Entonces, ¿qué consideran ustedes que se necesita para que estemos con una carita feliz? ¿Un alto rendimiento? ¿Una alta participación? ¿Cómo sería la cosa?
Hay que tener los 3 componentes alineados: progreso, desempeño y participación.
Bien, entonces si no están alineados.
¿Cuál estaría más bajito, dirían ustedes? Ese sería el ideal, ese sería como si el perfecto, la alineación, ¿cierto? Alto, ¿cierto? Todo. Pero ¿cuál pudiese ser uno como ideal? Que nos muestre, este grupo tiene buenos resultados.
El desempeño.
El desempeño, porque es que también lo hace.
Ok.
Pero la participación es que tanto tiempo le dedican y eso es importante.
Exactamente, ¿qué tanto tiempo se gastan? Porque puede que su desempeño sea excelente, pero si se están gastando mucho tiempo, quiere decir que tienen cierto grado de dificultad para realizar, ¿sí? Entonces necesitamos como que haya un equilibrio entre los 3. ¿Me regales la diapositiva, Tati?
Claro, Pau.
Bien, gracias. Entonces, para que tengamos una carita feliz, entonces necesitamos tener un alto reporte de progreso, que fue lo que ustedes mencionaron, y quiere decir que están jugando, que haya un alto reporte de desempeño, o sea, que lo están haciendo bien, ¿no es cierto? Y que haya un bajo reporte de participación. Recuerden que esto se refiere al tiempo. O sea, que su tiempo no sea todo el tiempo que necesitan, sino que lo están haciendo como rápido, ¿no? Entonces, si eso está equilibrado de esta manera, quiere decir que nuestros chicos están haciéndolo bien. Si se están gastando mucho tiempo, quiere decir de que hay cositas que necesitamos pulir, ¿sí? Entonces, tal vez necesitemos trabajar más la parte léxica o más la parte de grammar. Bueno, ahí miramos qué competencia necesitan ellos trabajar o qué skill, si es el caso de las habilidades de lectura. Y cuando, por el contrario, nosotros tenemos un progreso que es bajo, ¿qué nos significa un bajo progreso?
Desempeño y bajo progreso.
Bien, ¿y qué implica ese bajo progreso?
Que han hecho pocas unidades, por decirlo de alguna manera.
O poca participación.
Sí. Exactamente, que no están jugando mucho, ¿no es cierto? Entonces hay que empezar a ver qué pasa. Si no están jugando mucho es porque de pronto les pareció difícil, ¿no es cierto? Porque han tenido dificultades y se desmotivaron, entonces vamos a ver por qué no están jugando, ¿sí? Porque recuerden que el juego no tienen que tenerlo en línea, ellos pueden jugar todo lo que quieran y cuando vengan a un Wi-Fi se cargó, entonces ahí está el resultado. Entonces, ¿qué está pasando con el progreso, sí? Entonces nos toca empezar a mirar qué pasa. Y luego el desempeño es qué tanto están haciendo bien. Entonces, si hay un desempeño de menos del 60, es bueno, ¿qué está pasando? ¿Sí? Entonces, ¿qué parte necesitamos reforzar? Entonces, eso es básicamente lo que necesitamos tener definido cuando estamos hablando de esos 3 criterios de desempeño en general dentro de la aplicación. ¿Tienes algún comentario, Tati?
No, ya, pues ya estos 3 Key Performance Indicators también los podemos hacer evidente dentro del desempeño individual, porque nosotros también podemos hacer un análisis de manera individual por estudiantes. Ya yo creería que esta parte del desempeño global está bien comprendida para los profes, ¿cierto? Un escenario ideal es que el estudiante tenga bajo reporte de participación, quiere decir que no se tome todo el tiempo establecido por misiones y que el desempeño sea alto y también vaya adelantando sus misiones. Y como les decía, el tablero también nos proporciona información importante sobre los estudiantes y por eso ahora hablamos entonces nosotros de los estudiantes de conexión y que el app también se puede hacer de manera offline, ¿sí? Entonces tenemos estudiantes activos, son estudiantes que siempre van a estar jugando el app con conexión. Y los estudiantes inactivos son aquellos que han descargado el app, se registraron, jugaron, pero de pronto juegan offline y cuando se sincronicen los resultados de los estudiantes, de esa manera entonces, ahí ya podemos ver que nuestros estudiantes se han sincronizado, los resultados, perdón, de nuestros estudiantes se han sincronizado en el app. Entonces es importante tener en cuenta esos 2 tipos de estudiantes, ¿sí? Que nos va a generar el app. Y esa clasificación es importante, mis profes. Cuando ustedes abren, voy a ayudarte un poquito, Pau. Cuando ustedes abren, entonces, para que Pau descanse de...
Ay, gracias,
Tati. Entonces, bien, esos reportes específicos que tenemos, mis queridos profes, nosotros los encontramos de la siguiente manera. Cuando ustedes abren la aplicación y ustedes... dan reportes aquí individual, clasificación de estudiantes, ustedes van a encontrar esta primera hoja, digámoslo así, dentro de la página. Lo maravilloso de este tablero es que, uno, podemos identificar, tiene una hoja que es desplegable y nosotros ahí podemos hacer lectura de el estudiante, progreso, desempeño, participación y ese rendimiento global. Ahora vamos a hacer un ejercicio muy cortico de análisis similar al que hicimos nosotros de manera global. Segundo, nosotros podemos seleccionar el curso o el nivel de inglés. Hay que tener en cuenta que si seleccionamos el nivel de inglés en nuestra institución educativa, entonces es posible que tengamos estudiantes de 6º, 7º, 8º, 9º, porque corresponde al nivel de inglés que tienen nuestros estudiantes. Por eso sugerimos que seleccionemos el curso. De esa manera podemos tener información del curso. Gracias, profe Angélica, por participar de la reunión. Y lo más maravilloso que yo puedo ver aquí es que podemos exportar estos resultados en Excel. Y nosotros podemos ya trabajar en Excel offline. ¿Qué hacemos si queremos nosotros ver el resultado de un estudiante? Simple. Damos clic en el ojito y cuando damos clic en el ojito ya tenemos desplegada la información del estudiante sobre rendimiento global del estudiante, pero también el rendimiento en cada una de las misiones. Vamos a ver cada uno de ellos. Por ejemplo,
Tati, perdón que te interrumpa. Regálame un minutito. La profe Angélica, por favor, regáleme un minutito y les envío el formulario de asistencia. Por favor, no se retiren sin haberlo completado, ¿ok? Entonces, regáleme un minutito que ya se lo envío, profe Angélica. La reunión iba a las 7, pero como hemos tenido pues, esos inconvenientes de conexión, nos iremos 5 minuticos más, ¿vale? Entonces, ya les envío el formulario. Gracias. Sorry, Tati.
Ok, gracias, Pau. No, tranquila. Eso es importante también para los profes. Bien, entonces yo les decía que vamos a hacer el análisis, ¿cierto?, de la estudiante Sara. Ustedes ya tienen entendido que progreso corresponde al número de misiones que ha desarrollado el estudiante o los niveles que ha hecho el estudiante. Desempeño, respuestas. Y participaciones, qué tan rápido ha respondido. ¿Cómo ven a esta estudiante? ¿Cuántos niveles ha pasado este estudiante? Si tiene el 40%. ¿Cuántos niveles van el primero, segundo o tercer nivel del mapa? ¿Qué creen ustedes?
¿Va en el segundo?
Va en el segundo, muy bien. ¿Por qué? Porque dijimos que 34% corresponde a cada nivel y lleva un 40%. Está empezando el segundo. Muy bien, teacher. ¿Cómo le ha ido en ese primer nivel y parte del segundo? ¿Cómo le ha ido al estudiante Sara?
Buen desempeño, ha respondido muy bien la mayoría de preguntas y el tiempo que ha gastado es la mitad de lo que le pide el juego, que es el 100%.
Muy bien, teacher Oscar. Ese es un análisis perfecto, como anillo al dedo. La estudiante tiene un buen progreso porque ya lleva más de un nivel y medio. El desempeño ha sido alto, con un 81%, y se ha gastado la mitad del tiempo para resolver, para pasar esas misiones. Muy bien, teacher Ayala. Muchas gracias por su participación. Y ahora, este segundo caso, entonces tenemos a Sara. A Sara, entonces, le podemos ver, como yo les decía, con Sara podemos analizar. Ese es el desempeño de manera global que tenemos de Sara, ¿cierto? Pero ya después podemos también nosotros identificar cómo le ha ido a Sara en cada una de las competencias. Miremos cada una de ellas. ¿Cuál es el desempeño más alto que tiene Sara? ¿En qué competencia tiene el desempeño más alto Sara? ¿O en qué habilidad?
En el uso interactivo.
En el
gramática
interactivo. Uso interactivo del inglés. ¿Y el uso interactivo del inglés corresponde a la misión? ¿A qué misión? ¿A qué competencia? A la competencia pragmática. Es el uso interactivo, ¿cierto? Y la más baja corresponde a qué?
Al conocimiento lexical.
Muy bien, mi profe, al conocimiento lexical. Entonces, el tablero también nos proporciona el progreso, ¿cierto? En términos generales, progreso, desempeño, participación, pero también podemos analizar de manera específica dónde están las fortalezas del estudiante y a qué le podemos apuntar nosotros como profes para contribuir a que el estudiante mejore el nivel de inglés. Hasta ahí, entonces, ¿vamos bien? ¿Qué tal vemos el tablero? ¿Sí nos ofrece información importante?
Sí, claro, porque ahí sabemos exactamente de pronto dónde están teniendo dificultad y podemos entonces ya abordar en eso.
Muy bien, profe Pauni, tiene toda la razón, eso es importante. De manera específica,
Ese tablero nos muestra la debilidad de las chicas.
Perfecto, esas áreas de mejoramiento.
¿La fortaleza o la debilidad?
Fortalezas, muy bien, sí señor. Fortalezas y debilidades. Y ahí nos identifica cada una de las competencias. Muy bien. Súper, entonces vamos, green, red. ¿Vamos bien hasta ahí todos?
Sí, señor.
Ok, súper, muy bien.
Sí.
Estas se las dejo a ustedes. Les voy a dar un tiempito y ustedes me van a responder. 1. ¿Cuáles son las fortalezas de la estudiante? ¿Cierto? Porque ahí tenemos 3 misiones. 1, 2 y 3.
Desempeño.
¿Está fuerte la estudiante? ¿Cuál ha sido el progreso del estudiante en esas misiones? ¿Sí? ¿Ya completó? ¿Cómo es el progreso en términos generales? ¿Completó primer nivel o no?
Sí.
Sí, terminó ahí el primer nivel de esas 3 misiones, porque marca un 33% de progreso. Bien, ¿en qué le ha ido mejor a ese estudiante?
En la primera misión.
En la primera misión, en el uso interactivo del inglés, sí señor, profe, muy bien. ¿Por qué? Porque tiene un desempeño del 93%, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Completado 3 misiones, muy bien, la estudiante está en noveno, le ha ido muy bien. ¿En cuál tenemos que nosotros proporcionarle a la estudiante apoyo?
En la segunda misión.
En el conocimiento léxico en la segunda misión.
En el conocimiento lexical, ¿cierto? Porque el desempeño está un poquito más arriba de la mitad. Teacher, ahí le agradezco si podemos colocar el micrófono en silencio. Gracias, teacher, muy amable. Bien, el desempeño entonces es un poquitico más arriba de la mitad. Muy bien. ¿Y cuál ha sido la misión que la estudiante ha respondido de manera rápida? ¿Qué misión?
La 1.
La 1. Quiere decir que en la 1 la estudiante ha tenido un desempeño positivo, unos resultados que son ideales. ¿Por qué? Porque tiene un buen progreso, terminó esa misión, lo hizo de manera satisfactoria, tiene un desempeño muy alto y ha respondido
muy rápido.
Exacto, sí señora. Toda esta información nos la proporciona el tablero. Nosotros lo único que entonces debemos es analizar estos 3 KPIs que corresponden a progreso, desempeño y participación, y sobre esa base entonces generar actividades para que nuestros estudiantes entonces fortalezcan su aprendizaje del inglés. ¿Vamos bien hasta ahí? ¿Sí?
Sí, profe.
Súper, bien. Muchas gracias por responder, profe Paula. Bien. Ahora entonces, ¿para qué nos sirve ese tablero de acompañamiento, mis queridos profes?
Pues como lo hemos venido diciendo a lo largo de la explicación que usted ha hecho con el tablero, estamos mirando las dificultades y también las fortalezas que los muchachos tienen, en donde lo importante es abordar en esas dificultades que tienen. Y todo lo que hemos trabajado en la jornada, por ejemplo, ahí estaríamos aplicando en donde nos enfocamos en esas dificultades a lo largo de ese juego, estaríamos abordando en ese formative assessment, ¿cierto? Porque estaríamos viendo los resultados que ellos van teniendo y estaríamos abordando también en esas dificultades que están presentando.
Gracias, teacher Pauni, por sus comentarios. Realmente son muy importantes y se conectan con lo que nosotros tenemos sugerido para ustedes. 1, nos permite ver cuántos estudiantes están utilizando el app en casa, porque nos da el rendimiento, nos da la información global, ¿cierto?, de nuestros estudiantes y la información individual. 2, para determinar qué problemas los estudiantes han tenido en alguna misión. Por eso a veces les pedimos a ellos, regálenos un screenshot de esa misión a ver qué dificultades ustedes han tenido, ¿cierto?, con el desempeño. Además, a través del tablero nosotros podemos ver ese reporte de desempeño y ahí definimos, mis estudiantes tuvieron dificultad en la misión número 2, por ende voy a trabajarle, ¿cierto?, en la competencia lexical. Identificamos fortalezas, como ya lo analizamos en cada uno de los casos proporcionados, y sobre todo, qué acciones pedagógicas podemos implementar nosotros. Más que ver cómo están, es eso que a Paula hablaba en Formative Assessment. ¿Qué acciones podemos implementar nosotros como profes para contribuir con ese mejoramiento del nivel de inglés de nuestros estudiantes? Mis profes, les voy a compartir ahora. El siguiente paso es compartirles cómo entonces nosotros hacemos uso cómo hacemos uso del tablero, y entonces yo lo voy a hacer de manera muy sencilla. Voy a compartir con ustedes el link. Aquí por este chat, aquí les comparto el link. En este link, mis queridos profes, es lo que ustedes van a ver el proceso que voy a hacer. El sitio entonces del app es maravilloso y tiene actualizaciones continuamente. Entonces, este sitio entonces nos tiene una infografía de cómo entonces hacer posible el descargar, nos familiariza con el app y tenemos como unos videos cortos de cómo podemos descargar el app, cómo se puede registrar. Para quienes de pronto hemos tenido dificultades, esta página es súper importante porque nos permite generar acciones con nuestros estudiantes más adelante con relación al app, ¿sí? Descargaste el app, tenemos la infografía entonces para nuestros estudiantes. ¿Qué puede hacer en la aplicación Video One Challenge? Todo esto son videos que a los estudiantes les encanta y son muy visuales para ellos. Tenemos además la guía pedagógica, recursos pedagógicos complementarios, que esos son los que nos dan elementos para apoyar el proceso de enseñanza-aprendizaje de nuestros estudiantes. Cápsulas y al final, mis profes, tenemos entonces el tablero para registrar si gasto, ir al tablero. Esto es algo nuevo que ya podemos hacer el acompañamiento y aquí mis queridos profes les dan a ustedes las instrucciones para registrarse en el tablero. Vamos al tablero, identificamos si somos docentes. Se puso lento. Ok. Bueno, aquí la idea era compartir el tablero, no sé por qué no me da acceso al tablero. Bueno, ya les compartí el link, voy a compartir pantalla para mostrarles el proceso entonces porque no fue posible por la página. Bien, entonces yo continúo aquí entonces explicándoles a ustedes. No estamos viendo todavía, ¿cierto, profes?
No, Tati.
Listo, ya entonces voy a intentar compartir nuevamente. No sé si es que el internet acá no me toma la que voy a compartir, Pau, la página. Tan raro.
Pero igual lo que te falta es solo lo de registro. Y tú
Sí.
ya les mostraste en qué página está. El registro es muy sencillo, profes. En caso de que tengan dificultades, enviar el correo. Puede que a algunos les suceda que no estén registrados en el CIMAT. De pronto que el registro que tienen es diferente, el número, y eso les puede causar dificultad. ¿Listo? Pero no se preocupen que simplemente, bueno, ahí está la información.
Perfecto. Ya les compartí el link. Damos clic en ir al tablero. Ya les mostré. Elegimos profesor. En la siguiente página ahí elegíamos profesor y le damos clic la opción de regístrate aquí. Cuando digitamos aquí la información, damos clic en validar y si no aparecemos en la lista, ¿cierto? Debemos escribir al correo que Paola les compartió hace un rato, con copia nuevamente al tutor o tutora, mis queridos profes. Eso es importante porque uno como tutor o tutora les puede hacer seguimiento y acompañamiento en el mismo. Ya cuando nos hemos registrado, entonces, damos clic en ir al tablero, ¿cierto? Elegimos la opción profesor, ingresamos con contraseña, nombre y contraseña, damos clic en verifique que no es robot y damos clic en ingresar y de esa manera podemos acceder al tablero. Con todas las opciones que les mostramos en esta sesión, mis queridos profes. Ahora, comments or questions, ¿tenemos comentarios, preguntas para realizar, mis queridos profes? No questions. Vamos bien. Entonces, ¿puedo seguir?
No, de pronto una cosita, según lo que entendí, entramos a esta página, seguimos los pasos para inscribirnos nosotros,
Ajá.
y luego ya inscribimos los estudiantes.
No, teacher, tú haces ahí vas a hacer seguimiento a tus estudiantes. Los estudiantes se registran en el app, cuando la descargan, ellos. Este proceso es solamente para uno como profe, para hacer todo ese seguimiento y análisis que hicimos nosotros durante la presentación. El tablero que nos proporciona como profes.
Pero para que me llegue la información de ellos, cuando ellos se inscriben, ahí va a aparecer, les preguntan el nombre del colegio o algo así.
Sí, señora. Sí, cuando el estudiante se inscribe, están en actualizaciones, pero sí le piden el nombre del colegio, sí, señora.
Es básicamente, él se lo toma con el CIMAT, Tati. Ellos colocan el CIMAT y automáticamente les toma el colegio. Si no lo tomas porque hay algún problema con registro de CIMAT, entonces ahí tienen que corroborar con secretaría en el colegio a ver cómo están registrados. Ese es el primer paso que hay que hacer antes de escribir. No me puedo inscribir, vamos a confirmar CIMAT. Si está bien CIMAT y estoy usando el mismo número, ahí sí lo reporta en la mesa de ayuda, por favor.
Perfecto. Listo. Mis profes.
Perdón, Tati, les dejé nuevamente el formulario de asistencia, por favor. Claro, como el hot water.
Muchas gracias.
Porfa, tienen que llenarlo, por favor, porque si no, no se les valida asistencia. Y recuerden que tenemos dificultades con la completitud del curso. Entonces, por favor, no se vayan a ir sin llenarlo. Gracias.
Y voy entonces a hacer para efectos de, bueno, hagámoslo aquí en el chat. Entonces vamos a evaluar, my dear teachers, this session. Vamos entonces a escribir en el chat A, si estamos very satisfied, B, si esta sesión para ustedes satisfied, C, dissatisfied, D, very dissatisfied. Entonces los invitamos, mis queridos profes, a escribir en el chat. Y les agradecemos mucho, muchísimo, muchísimo por su participación.
Yo quisiera hacer un comentario.
Sí, señor.
No, yo estoy encantado con la aplicación, con las tutorías de ustedes, pero pues lo que quiero comentar es para que ustedes lo lleven a las personas que toman decisiones o por lo menos quede por ahí comentado. Yo soy profesor rural y la situación de la educación en Colombia es bastante compleja. La mayoría de los chicos no tienen un celular en la educación rural, me refiero. A veces tienen hermanos, un celular para tres personas. Y hay múltiples dificultades económicas para los chicos. Entonces, yo sí he querido tratar de trabajar la aplicación, pero es un inconveniente cuando no hay conectividad y cuando no hay la tecnología. Y sería bueno que llevara esos limitantes a los que han hecho el programa. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias, profe Juan Carlos, por su apreciación. Cada vez que ustedes completan tareas, llenan sus journals y nos manifiestan cositas como esas, créanme que nosotros somos los primeros voceros de ustedes. Y pues bueno, esperamos que la situación del COVID pueda mejorar. Sabemos que en algunas instituciones tienen tablets, tienen de pronto algunos recursos que los chicos pueden usar. Entonces, eventualmente, si no es posible hacerlo individualmente en casa, la invitación es cuando podamos volver al aula de clase, utilicemos las herramientas que tenemos allí. Entonces, si tenemos una tablet y trabajar 4 chicos en grupo, se puede trabajar de esa manera. Entonces es como tratar de implementar las cositas que tenemos a nuestro alcance. Sabemos que ahora la situación lo hace mucho más complejo, pero también sabemos que ustedes son excelentes, son muy creativos y que pueden sacar cuantas cosas deseen adelante. Manifestaremos eso al ministerio y esperemos pues que tengamos también soluciones prestas a la situación. Muchas gracias, profe Carlos.
Muchísimas gracias a ustedes.
Gracias a todos por su asistencia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nos podemos activar camarita un momento y tomamos una foto los que pueden activar camarita para dejar recuerdo entonces de esta sesión maravillosa que tuvieron ustedes y nuestra invitación es a continuar en el proceso. Sabemos de los retos que tenemos en este momento en la educación, pero de verdad que sí los felicitamos y nos quitamos el sombrero ante este momento en el cual nosotros todos somos líderes en este proceso. Inspiring teachers. Okay?
What are we? We are inspiring.
What are we? We are inspiring teachers. Muy bien.
Hola.
Hola. Vamos a aprender en cámaras quienes puedan. Vamos a encender la cámara así rapidito, 1, 2, 3 minutitos, 1 minuto, 30 segundos. Tomamos una fotico así
30
todos.
segundos.
30 segundos, a ver.
Say cheers for the picture. Bueno, también que aquí.
No, mira que no nos conectan.
Cristian,
Bueno.
Cristian, el número del teléfono suyo, Chin. Camilo.
Ahí ya están tomando números de teléfono, that's good. Listo, mis profes, ustedes saben que cualquier cosita, cualquier inquietud que tengan con sus tutores, por favor, nosotros estamos ahí súper pendientes de ustedes. No se nos pierdan, por favor. Sabemos que han tenido dificultades, pero apreciamos que sigan con nosotros. Listo, un abrazo para todos. Bye, bye.
Bye. Muchas gracias.
Take care.
Bye. Take care. Cuídense mucho. Bye bye. Thank you for your attendance and for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye bye.
See you later.
Bye.
See you around, guys.